Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how to make your own stamps. I do that because I like to make my own daily planners. And I'm going to show you how to make a daily planner as well. This is new. I haven't stamped in it yet. Another video will be coming on how to make the ink for your stamps. Also, I should point out that I am very, very poor. I live in a third world country, and I can't buy sets to make stamps. I've got to jimmy it up, rig it up, whatever you want to call it. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. So, this is a soap dispenser, and I take it apart completely. And this part right here, that's what I use as my stamp holder. So you can see I already took something apart. And you'll see how I use that. But I'm just showing you how I jimmy things up. Take a soap dispenser, no longer needed, cut it. And then you have this to hold your stamps. So the first thing we're going to start with is I'm going to show you. Now, this I make stamps of numbers so I can go through and stamp my daily planner with the date. So I do the days of the week, and I do the months of the year, and I do the numbers, and I just go through and I stamp. Now, I suggest using foam. I think cardboard can be used as well. I happen to have a Cricut, so I cut out my letters. If you don't have a Cricut, what you can do is, and my printer just went on the frizz, so I can't even do this. I can't print numbers. Like, you can print numbers, cut them out, paste it onto cardboard, and then cut that out. Voila, you've got a stamp. You can also, if you are able to, buy foam stamps if you want to. But as I said, this is the poor way. So this is my number one that I printed out. This is a 1/2 inch, and that's because that's how I want it on my daily planner, just a 1/2 inch. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put some glue. You can use any glue that you want. I really, with the foam, I like to use hot glue. But as I said, I'm in a third world country, and right now my electricity is out. So I cannot use my hot glue gun. So I'm using this glue. So there you go. I put it on there. Now this is easy because it's just one number. Now, if you have two numbers, you're going to do something like you're going to put it down. And I'm just putting down two random numbers. Okay, it's a 96. And then what you would do is you take your piece of foam or your cardboard and you glue it. You put the glue onto it like this. And then you put it down because that's how you want it to be on your page. And then you just put it down on it and stick it to it. And then, of course, this would go here as your stamp holder. So right now, I just did that. This is going to take a little bit to dry while I show you how I make my daily planner. So the next thing I'm going to do is actually put glue here. And this glue is pretty good. It's a pretty great glue. And I'm going to put that onto that so that can dry as well. And so you can see my stamp with the number 1. I'm going to put that to the side so that it can dry while we talk about the daily planner. So Here's my daily planner. What I did was I take 8 sheets of regular printer paper and I cut it in half and I fold it over. Now, what I also do is I make holes. Not really with this, with more of an awl, but whatever you have to make a hole. I forgot my awl. A-W-L, awl. So you can use an ice pick to make your hole. And once your hole is made, you're going to, I use yarn, I use thread, I use anything that I can use to sew up my book. As you see here, I used yarn, or I used yarn to sew it up. I find that it stays better together. When I first started out, I would cut it in half and try to glue it into put a cover, cardstock paper on this and cover and glue it in, but it doesn't really stay. So then I started sewing it up, and then I'm going to put my cardstock here around it, which I don't have right now. Whatever color I choose, I'm going to use my cardstock, and I'll decorate the front. I'm going to show you one that I've already done. This is my December that I made for this year. I like to do 2 months at a time. This is 1 month, so 8 pages will give you basically 2 months, I believe, because this is about 32 and this one is about 32. So listen, don't quote me on the math. I'm pretty sure you can figure it out. So here's my December. And the stamps that I made before were really big. And so that's why I decided to make smaller stamps and show some people how I did it. This is December 1. I just stamp it anywhere. I can do whatever I want. It's my book. December 2 and Friday. So this is what I did. This is how I make my daily planner. I normally put the month at a glance in the front, which I just haven't gotten around to yet. So I'm going to do month at a glance here so that I can always look at that. But this is my daily planner. So that's how I do that. We're still waiting for my little stamp to dry. It's nowhere near dry. It's probably going to take about half an hour, maybe a little bit more to dry. But it works great. As long as the glue holds, it works great. And this is good glue. So you just need strong glue to hold it. I'm going to put that to the side. And as I said, this is my January book. Now, what I do plan to do is put 2 months together. So I'm going to sew this together. And then I'm going to put it together like this. And then I'm going to sew it together again. And I'm going to get cardstock, cut it out this size and put it over it. So I will have January and I will have February. So that's pretty much it. When I come back, the glue, my stamp will be dry and I will be able to use it. As I said, at a later date, I'll show you how to make an ink pad for your stamps. Yeah, that's why I use the hot glue. The hot glue stays together right away, while this is going to need some time to dry. So when we come back, I'll show you that.